I think we should record. Every time there's box matches at a restaurant, I look them dead in the eye, the hostess, and take an entire handful. Like, I'm not afraid. I'm 40.
This is To Wit, a podcast for women in tech doing life. I'm Christy Guzman.
And I'm Melinda Smith. Welcome to a late show. It's late.
With David Letterman? No, that's old school.
Late
Sorry.
show.
Who does the late show now?
That's funny. I really meant because it's been 3 weeks and we're also round 3 of just us talking because life.
Oh, well, yeah. To be fair, I feel like we tell people, hey, tell us what you want to hear. Tell us if you like us. And they just tell us that we're funny. And then they don't actually tell us to do anything different. So let's just
keep on keeping on.
That's right.
Until they tell us, oh my God, please do something.
Right? Could you please have someone else? Come on.
We will, I swear.
Maybe at Dreamforce, we'll meet some new people.
Ooh, on location at Dreamforce, the 2 Week podcast.
Da-da-da.
And I'm going to create
a form. Together. Oh, yeah? Wow, way to just take all the fun out of it. Let's make a form.
Please fill out this form if you want to be on the show. It's more or less.
Tell us about yourself.
So I don't forget.
No, I think it's an interesting balance because I think we meet great people through situational things and then want to have them on. Like, I went to Davina's session at Witness Success. It was really great. I wanted her to come. I mean, I've known her, I liked her already, but, situationally, I think it's just organic. Like, if people think we have a plan, nope. So
we have topics.
We did get stickers for Dreamforce. Mm-hmm. So that's super exciting.
Find us.
There's clear ones and white ones with white backgrounds. Yeah. So you can choose your own sticker adventure.
Choose your sticker adventure.
So at least we got that together. But, in general, I like, personally, the organic kind of, hey, we had a situation and you're great. Want to be our friend and be on our podcast? Okay.
Come on.
And I bet that's going to happen a lot during Dreamforce. So we'll have to start a list. Maybe not a form.
Yeah.
Maybe a list.
That's maybe better.
On a Post-it or something that I will lose.
Well, we could do a shared doc. The Gift Squad does that for Gift Squad of the Week. So nobody forgets.
Well, aren't you fancy?
Well, not really. Amy manages that. Shout out to Amy.
Hey. So, you and your big brain.
Yeah.
What is something you have learned that other people might benefit from recently?
Know your audience. Watch your mouth when you're in a work function and you think that everyone is your peer and you realize they're C-level executives. But
I sense that there's a story there.
Yeah, I just was being a little flippant about something and it came back to bite me. I won't divulge too much more. I know that's a stupid thing to do on the podcast, but me and my big mouth.
Well, in general, I think this is a good reminder of if you don't know who you're around, you don't know or even if you do, right? Even if you think you do, being cognizant of, some people who are my Salesforce friends, I might assume that they're okay with certain things or they are certain ways. But, when you start talking about different topics that can get a little heated.
This is very true.
In this political climate. Yeah. It can be tough, especially at something like Dreamforce, right? So in our company meeting this year, our legal counsel talked about the guys who got fired at a conference because they were being super rude and I think sexist, I forget what it was, and somebody tweeted it. They took a picture of these guys behind me are being a-holes. And they're, you're representing your company. So that's not okay. So, the implications of, as fun as this Ohana is, it's his work.
Well, I was being a little self-serving and this is what I do and don't like. And it came across as kind of maybe I wasn't pulling my weight in a certain situation, and that's not how I meant it. So anyways, I had to do a little cleanup. So what I learned this last few weeks is to just watch your mouth Watch your mouth, Melinda. Shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
That sounds like the wine out guy that drinks a whole thing of wine and
Oh
then
my
rants
God.
about stuff.
I used to love him, but I don't watch him anymore. I don't know if he does on a different platform.
He does it, but I think it's through something else. Yeah, but I saw one the other day, but just the way you just shut your mouth
up. Oh, I know that's not what you asked though, but really, functional specs. Let's discuss.
Oh, okay, sure.
This is my segue.
What's up?
So along with the fact that I'm learning that I just don't read. Like I was at the doctor today and she was asking me interesting questions, like asked if I had any trouble standing, if I had fallen, if I had felt depressed or suicidal, and if I learn better reading, being talked to, or with like a visual aid. Swear to God, these are the first two questions. And I was like, well, I definitely don't learn best by reading because I read like the middle of an email on a regular. So on that note, I just am brevity to like the hilt. I just like things to be concise and brief, and building functional specs is about detail, especially to give to your developers. Developers and technical architects like to be, down to the like minutest detail so they can build it, which makes perfect sense. But for someone like me that doesn't, I just want to give you everything in bullets. It's been a struggle this week, but then when it's done, I feel like, look what this thing, like I could give this to anybody and they know what I mean. It's a little satisfying that I took the time to write something more than 5 bullets, but it's like an emotional like journey for me to just stop, be thorough. Like here's another example of not reading. Shout out to Nana. She posted a recipe on egg roll in a bowl, which we made tonight. So good. Yep. While I was shopping for it, I was like, 4 bags of coleslaw mix. Like that seems like a lot, but no, that's what it says. Don't think you know more than the recipe. It was 4 cups. So essentially 1 bag. So I have a lot of coleslaw. A lot. Because I just don't thoroughly. And that was like 7 bullet points and I still blew it.
I don't know if those are both exactly the same attention to detail. Like you were detailed. You just got the 4. Right? I could totally see that happening. I've definitely made cookies with like a tablespoon of salt instead of a teaspoon. Like I feel like with recipes that happens and you can't.
So about earrings on Amazon, also did not read the description, thought they were cute little, 1-inch, 2-inch little lightning bolts. They are 6-inch lightning bolts. They're huge. Now, I still love them and I'm going to totally wear them, but it was one of those,
but it's a different.
These are ginormous. Gigantic.
Hopefully still light though.
Oh, no, they're
Unless
really light.
heavy,
They're
then
super cheap plastic. But yeah, so this is my.
But those things make life funny. I don't know. Like yes,
like the calendar. Do you remember the calendar like a year and a half ago? No. When we were in California, and I ordered a little wall calendar and did not read the measurements, and I swear to God, it was like 3 feet by 5 feet. And I took a picture that was like, who needs a calendar this big? This is ridiculous. It covered like half a wall. It still cracks me up. I'm dying right now.
Okay, so what you're talking about is like requirements, right? So functional specs to you means like build a pick list with these values, with this as the default.
Yep.
And it's dependent on this record type.
Yep.
And it has to do this. What I think is interesting is what I've experienced recently, I skip steps in my head, or I can't remember until I do it. Oh no, you can't do it this way. You have to do it the other way. Right? So it's hard for me to write those kind of requirement details without doing the thing.
Yeah, totally. That makes sense.
But then you're writing the requirements to have someone else do the thing.
Yeah, that's different. If it was just mine, I could kind of fill out as I go, but it's
right.
Asking me to be really thorough, and this team is really big, so they don't have time to like deal with my bullshit. Like they don't have time to be like, I don't know what you mean here. Like just freaking write it out. So it was a good exercise in patience, I guess, and being thorough, because I love to talk about creations and Salesforce all day long, but like being particular, and like you said, like not skipping any step, make sure I call out the API exactly, and this is what I need you to do, instead of a high overview, because my job is to kind of think of the bigger solution, but their job is to actually build. So there's not a lot of wiggle room of, man, she probably meant this account field. No, like you have to know.
Right. Well, and it's sometimes interesting. I remember my old software company years ago, it was somebody hit a limit of like the number of lists you could have. And I was like, well, what's the limit? And they were like, 682. And I was like, why? And it's like, nobody probably set a limit, so they pick something that looked nice on the page, or they pick something for some, pagination reasons or some logic to them. And it, until it's a problem, then it's like, sure, so who'd have thought that anyone would have 700 lists? So, it's interesting to think about. I haven't had to do that for a long time, right? Requirements for other people.
I've done my own. And I even just told them, because we had a couple calls about it. I was like, look, I have never been as thorough as the documents that you guys prepare for one another. I'm just going to put that out there. So if you feel like I'm not being clear, like just shoot me a message. I said, because if I'm the one holding up the build, like that's not good. It's already like, I feel like we kind of wasted a week because I needed to get with the lead architect to make sure that this was understandable enough for him to pass on to the team. So I was like, I don't want to say I threw myself under the bus, because I definitely didn't do that, but I definitely said, like, I'm not going to pretend that I write these all day long and this is how I write them. Like, there are plenty of things that I just own it and I'm going to go with confidence. But like this one, I was like, don't hesitate to say, this isn't thorough enough. And I don't think they would, because if it's not, they wouldn't do the build. But I just want to move it. I just want to move it along. I worked with someone many years ago in franchise business, and he used to tease me because he's like, your motto should be like, ready, fire, aim. And I was like, shut up. Yes, I get it. Because I am like, I just want to go. I just want to pull the trigger. I want to move on and then like deal with consequences later kind of thing. So this career path in general, and having a toddler, teaches patience, and it's not always easy. I don't want to be patient. Just like build it however you think, and then I'll come back through and save that.
Tear it apart. No.
Yeah, because I read Visual Force on a daily. It's easy for me to do that.
Sure. So for me, I think with Agenda Builder opening, I had a reminder that I'm more advanced in Salesforce than I think sometimes.
Ooh, fun. Validation.
Because really, a lot of the content at Dreamforce is targeted toward the newbies, right? Or new to Lightning, or new to... But, there's a lot of beginner content because it's growing so much. People don't even have admins, and then they buy it and random person becomes an admin, et cetera, et cetera. So I forget sometimes when you're in it, right? You and I are talking to other MVPs or other local user group leaders. These are people who are in it, who are experienced. And I forget that that's a smaller percentage, right? So I was able to, when the Agenda Builder opened, narrow down with intermediate and advanced pretty quickly. And then even just to advanced kind of, hopefully, right? Cool. So that if I'm exploring a totally net new concept, then yes, a beginner session makes sense. But like, I kind of don't need to go to beginner sessions. And that sounds so silly to say, sort of like, of course, like it's been 10 years.
No, not where you are in your career. Like if you were just starting to write code, let's say, like that would make sense for you to go some net new, but you want to like go and hone your craft and like sharpen your skills in other things.
Yeah. So then I feel like, being a speaker then kind of like is the path of me spending the time that my first year I spent going from session to session to session, and kind of how my agenda has evolved has been interesting, because this will be my 5th Dreamforce over more than 5 years. But just thinking how it's evolved, right? We were so in looking at Dreamforce and, the calendar that makes me like twitchy in the eyeballs with the overlaps. We were trying to decide on Twitter, like quadruple booked is a thing, but what if I'm like 5 times booked? Quintuple booked?
I don't know.
Right? That's not Spanish. I don't know where that came from, but anyway, Cinco de booked, Cinco de buco. Yeah, like there's times when there's lots of places, like it's just a lot of FOMO. So, yeah, I'm just focused on different things as priorities this year.
Well, maybe you should obviously fill your calendar however you want, but pick the one a day that's the one. Like if I missed everything else, that's the one I want to go to.
Yeah, that's usually my advice to people. I think Monday is going to be, for me,
FUBAR.
back to back FUBAR sessions. All three of my speaking engagements are Monday. Outforce party, community kickoff. Like, so yeah, just a lot already Monday.
What do you mean?
What? User group leaders.
Oh, that's not me. Whew. And the karaoke is Monday night too at Pandora. I know it's so much fun too. I know there's a lot. I think we might have to do like dinner karaoke outfierce because
we'll see.
Yeah, here's the deal: is I paid to be VIP at outfierce because I want to support, and it just kind of sounds fun. I mean, how often do you get to be VIP?
And I don't want to wait in line.
Well, and $100, like I never get to be that for $100.
You get better swag.
I know. So I want to do both, but I want to support Pep Up Tech, Selina, and Shonnah since I am doing a mentorship, and that's what the karaoke is. So I want to try and fit both in. I just got to figure out, I guess, where they are city-wise to see what maybe makes sense next to our dinner. And shout out to... Nope, I said that wrong. Let me try that again. Shout out to me, I guess. Come visit me. Sorry. Yeah. So
Shout out to me.
Shout out to me. I will be working various different Blue Wolf booths throughout the week. So Monday, I think I'm at like the expert bar, which is kind of hilarious. I was like, all right. And then I'm just at the like the expo center area on Thursday. So I'm there for 4-hour chunks. It's easy to come find me doing the trailhead volunteering on Tuesday afternoon. We've got yoga booked. We've got fun run.
Me too.
You and I are doing yoga on Thursday.
Thursday? Two Wit gets GeoFit. Thursday, 9 a.m. Who doesn't love a good hashtag pun?
I do. I love it. Do it. So in general, I am feeling pretty good about my calendar, but mostly because since I'm new to Blue Wolf and their goal, I had a conversation with one of the gals from gals. It sounds so sexist. One of the ladies. What do I say?
One of them gals.
I say gals, ladies, women, a person. How about this? Her name. I know her name. I was talking with Morgan, and I asked because they ask a lot of us for the booth duty, and I was feeling a little pissy, I guess, because it felt like a lot of time they asked for me. So I was like, at first, and I talked to my boss. He's like, well, that's what we pay. Like that's our penance to get to go for them to pay for it. So she was sending out the sheet to sign up, and I had asked her, and I definitely had no attitude, but I said, what is the goal? Is it for me to learn, or is it for Blue Wolf to bring in sales? And she was like, sales. This is, our biggest generating. I was like, okay, so I get it. Like that, it's not about me. It's not about Melinda furthering her education and different skills. This is, you're going and we'll pay for it, but you got to come work the booth and like whatever else you have to do, fine. And then we'll promote your session. So I get it a little bit more. I was a little frusty at first because I'm having to build my agenda builder around obligations. But on the flip side too, it takes a lot of, like you said, the FOMO out, because that is an obligation that there's no wavering on. It's not like I can sleep through it or I can decide I'm hungry and not go. Like that is what I have to do. If something else fits in, fantastic. But I feel like I'm missing a lot of my friends' sessions because of obligations.
Well, I think it's different working for a partner. It definitely is a combination of, extending your skills. Obviously, as a consultant, you need to learn things. But and I'm our internal admin, right? So I'm not necessarily consulting out to customers. So I'm a little bit different in the partner space, but still, so I need to learn things, but I also need to meet with our videographer to do things, and I need to be sending photos of things that I'm doing back to marketing, and there's a variety of things we're sponsoring that we need a presence at, so there's, and that's on top of booth duty, which, knock on wood, I'm very thankful that I don't have to do, because we have a great sales team that is doing it to it. But yeah, but it like you say, it's different when, it's a different perspective. I had that last year, so I was kind of a little more prepared for it.
I worked a trade show circuit for many
but
years. When I worked for JP Morgan in the log home and timber frame lending, which is different lending than typical construction. So we would do a lot of log home shows. And then in franchising, I did a lot of franchise shows. And quite honestly, I mean, I know this will come as no shock to anybody that knows me. My personality works well for that situation. I definitely don't flip cards at you like they do on the strip in Vegas. So I don't like accost you, but I definitely am like, hey, how you doing? Here, try this smoothie. So I don't dislike it. I'm just that, part of me that's, much like my daughter, I was like, oh, somebody's making me do something.
It's a lot of being on.
And it can be exhausting.
I get it.
I got to think of what to wear. I'm not. Well, for the conference, I am ready. Like I have all the polka dots laid out. We're good to go. Who's I can't think of her name. Oh my gosh, that has all the clouds. And you asked where she got her cloud pants?
Kathern Luckerman?
They had the picture in the Slack channel with the cloud dresses.
Oh no, Kathern Luckerman has a stellar cloud wardrobe, but it was.
Oh my god, I'm blanking. I'll just cut this.
Nope.
Out. Anyways, have the wardrobes picked out. Got another dress yesterday. I just need to make sure. Amazon.
Where?
Amazon.
Where do you find these things?
Say,
really?
Amazon size chart. Correct.
Oh, but you're just doing polka dots.
You were I was like, she was so excited for me. I did find a good deal, pal.
Yeah, I was thinking clouds.
But have you searched Amazon?
Plus size is my problem usually. And in my mind, it's hard. So like, no, because ADD and effort points. Busy life.
To wit, GeoFit.
To wit gets GeoFit. I love it.
And speaking of fit, like how many people in our circle are like just getting after Fit for Dreamforce? Like seriously.
Or Fit for Dreamforce drinking.
Yeah, thank you. It's just I'm gonna just softball that out to you. You're prepping the liver. Can I do both? I'm doing both.
Indeed.
Sure. You just Ray Donovan me.
So you made a note here about being kind to yourself. I want to hear more about that. Tell me.
So I was thinking, we always are chatting about Salesforce clearly and fun stuff, but I always love when we have parts of our show that are either like talking about Brene Brown or things that matter to people in general and specifically maybe women in our community. And overall, I do like myself. I think I'm really hilarious. I crack myself up, but I do pick on myself. I'm like, I find myself like if I've like nothing to stress about for some reason, I do that anyways. And so I had a thought while I was talking to my bestie about kind of body image in general. I was lifting at the gym and my trainer, and when we do the group fitness, he takes videos and we post them so we can get better. But there's just like, when it comes to like squatting and stuff, I like push out my like gut, and the videos just, I felt really self-conscious about it. And her and I are talking and she was like, but
nobody
looks
you're
a tiny person. She's like, and I'm like, I know. I said, but I just never saw that. Like in my mind's eye, I at least looked like somewhat decent. So I felt really kind of fucked up about it. And like, I work out really hard. Why am I not seeing more results? And I try to reach out to my trainer, like, hey, I'm working on like, being vegan and my nutrition. And he was like, I don't know, like hold in your belly or drink less. And I was like, first of all, I'm trying to hold in my belly. And second of all, no. So, but you have to find that happy medium of, okay, so I just spent 20 minutes picking on my gut for no reason. Like, then you just have to say stop. Like, stop. Everything's good. Like the things that matter in life. I whined to my mom. I have my very first age spot on my hand.
Aww.
So it was like, I thought it was a bruise or a scratch. It is neither. It is an age spot. And she said to me, which is wonderful, but also kind of like, oh, I'm at that age. And she's like, well, it's better than the alternative. And I was like, death? She says, yes. I was was like, well, I guess, yeah, now we've reached that age where you say things like, and then she says to me, let me tell you about the first time I realized I had crepey skin.
Ooh.
Like, you're never going to be, not never, most of us don't physically look how our minds are. And it's really, it's kind of a mind fuck. Like, in my head, I'm just like this fun 21-year-old ready to take on the world. And then like sometimes I'll get up in the morning and I can't, like all rickety. I was like, have to do some stretches, or you have age spots and you have to just get over it.
Yeah, I think
so.
it's just not everything can be a priority. And I think that the fact that you're prioritizing working out alone is wonderful, as opposed to not. But how do we like give ourselves credit for that? I've been trying to be better about not doing all the things. And I think we've talked about shoulds, and really segueing to coulds and choices and not guilt. And one of I could be prioritizing my weight and my health and eating at home more or ever and exercising, but I'm not right now. And that's okay too.
And it's okay. Yeah.
Yep.
100%. I think we just all do that. I think women do it a lot with, we just do. And I'm sure men do it plenty too, but I see it a lot in women when it comes to making sure their friends are okay and making sure that, you know, they've spent enough time with their family and making sure that the dog had 3 walks, even though they're probably fine with 1. But we should all over ourselves about what we should do. But I like what you're saying. Like, yeah, I could probably lose a little in the gut if I chose to not drink or drink heavy beer, or like I told you, I tried to be a vodka drinker for a week and it went poorly for me. So that is not happening.
I think I had texted you this weekend that I realized this weekend that I am happiest with people I love, usually with food and maybe wine or drinks, or celebrating things that are important to them, whether or not they're important to me. And I like, that sounds obvious, but I've been thinking about how to reframe other things around that. So I could have made more progress unpacking stuff in my house. And again, I can look at that as, instead I took a nap, right? And that kind of comparison. But how do I look at, if I make progress in my house, I can have people in my home, and that's important to me. So how do I look at it instead of just as a never-ending to-do list that gives me anxiety and I do nothing?
Oh, yeah.
How can maybe I only eat out when I'm with people, because that's the purpose of that familial, that's how I regenerate well, right? So just thinking about how to realize what's important and then use that to drive what you're coulding and not shoulding. So
I like that. Yeah. So like pick 3 things that are the most important to you and maybe frame the rest of your decisions, or the things that give you anxiety, or the things you shoulda, I'm doing air quotes right now, done around those 3 things. And it doesn't matter. I think I'm typically good at, F the housework. I want to spend time with friends, but that's easy because I don't want to do it. When it comes to maybe, a little of body image, I am overall happy, but like, I just really feel like, you lift weights like all the time. Like, why am I not, why don't I have a 6-pack? But that's, I have to frame it around, I choose not to, because I also enjoy spending time with friends. And that means having people over and having wine or trying different beers with my beer lover friends. And that's important to me, and like, get over it. I could have a 6-pack, but then what? Then I never do those things. I'm the person that's like, oh, I'd love to go out with you, but I can't.
Well,
like, I don't.
Or you could go and have a mocktail and still be a good time. Like, I don't want to make it seem like you have to drink to have a good time, but I just think I just went to lunch with some friends that I only see maybe once a quarter, but I really like. And we went to a restaurant they'd never been to. That's one of my favorites. And so we got to eat delicious things that I like. And we didn't even drink because we were both going to beer related events in the evening. And so we didn't drink. And it was just really,
Yeah, totally. You can't like kill yourself in the middle of the day. No, you're right. You don't. But like I enjoy those. Let's test new wines, or we opened like a bomber of something special. Rye on Rye, I think it was called. I don't know. Ben Bolopue, you might know. Um, uh, and it was fun to try those things together. It was terrible. I thought it was gross and sweet, but like those things are fun to me. And we ordered in. There was like it was kind of an impromptu housewarming party. My stepsister was over, and then a couple of my girlfriends, and we just were like, "Hey, let's order some takeout Thai," and had like various wines, and it really just warms my heart. So like that's important to me. So on the days that I want to be like, I feel like I should look a certain way or something that I just need to remember, then what's important. I really like your advice. You're good at this.
I mean, I'm good at
You
talking
should do a
about it.
podcast.
Let's see if I can implement. But that's kind of where my head's at right now. So the other thing that I was super excited to hear, I don't know about you, if you have ever, I don't know if you feel the true joy of wandering around Target. It's a very special place.
Depends. It depends on where I
that's
am
true.
in my head.
I enjoy it. And that and Home Goods, it's just soothing. But I was really excited to read today on CBS News, and we'll link to it in the show notes, that Target is responding to customers saying to what they call cool the Christmas creep, which just really makes me excited. So they're going to keep their Thanksgiving
Right. The
display
time,
in the
okay.
front and focus on family and focus on, food and whatever. And like I was there today to pick up a prescription, and they still have the Halloween stuff up in the front, right? Because that's the appropriate fucking season for what holiday you're celebrating right now. So
Yeah.
thank you to do that. So I just was really excited that
Do you think that they're just like
I
trying to
don't know,
capitalize
but
on?
I literally went to At Home, which used to be Garden Ridge. I don't know if you have that. I'm trying to think of an equivalent type of store. But it's just like a warehouse, but of home stuff and decor stuff. And some of them have furniture and outdoor furniture and like bigger stuff too, but it's huge. And I literally was there when I bought my house. So in August, and they had an entire Christmas section already. Oh, yeah.
Get out. Unless you are in like a little Christmas village that is Christmas year
Yeah,
round.
you are.
You are
It's
not
happening
allowed.
sooner and sooner.
My grocery store
What
had
is
Halloween
why
stuff
can
in
we
June.
not? But I feel like we have this argument every year, right? What the fuck? Why is there all this stuff? Like calm it down. And then so the fact maybe they are capitalizing on it, but good for them
Because we buy
because
it.
calm it down. It's not special if it's all the time. That's the point. So just
Yeah.
slow your roll,
This is true.
okay? Thanks, Target. I'll be hanging out at the one spot at Target
Chill
for
out.
things I might need. I know that need is relative, but
Well, and this, speaking of Target and needs, I have made more trips because we bought a new home. We closed on Tuesday. I am stupid happy, like ridiculously happy. It's so wonderful. There's been a couple things that was like, oh, the washer's broken. It worked for inspection, but not with clothes in it. Okay, new washer, fine. Little things we needed to do. But I mean, overall, I'm just so ridiculously happy. But I've made the trips because we haven't owned a home since we left 3+ years ago. And I've done I did some decorating in Long Beach because that house was amazing. And we really didn't know how long we were going to be there. But like the rental we had, like at that place had mice. And I found out from the rental company, I don't think she's supposed to tell us this. So Josh met with her. She's over and she's like, oh my God, it's just such a bad time of year for you guys to move out. Josh was like, this is the Highlands, a highly sought over after neighborhood. You will rent it in 3 weeks. let's not forget that we gave you 3 months.
And even if they re-rent it, they get to keep it?
Because that's what they required. 3 months. Yeah, they just pocket it. Like, sucks for me. But so Josh had made a mention to them saying, like, look, there are some, like the side of the refrigerator and the floor have been marred a little because we've had to move the fridge in and out for Orkin to come out. So I think he was just trying to make his point, like, hey, we're not jerks here, but we're the first renter since they flipped it. Let me tell you so you can tell the owners some of the issues. And when this first had happened with the mice, I had reached out and said, this is expensive. And she said, the owners aren't willing to help. And I was like, well, I wasn't looking for help per se. I was, this is their responsibility. The construction was poor and there's gaps. So she tells us that the owner said, and I guarantee the owner did not want her to repeat this. Well, we had to deal with it. So do our renters. What? Yeah, those eyeballs. That's what I said. I was like, are you what? So I have to clean on Saturday, and we're not. It's a whole long story. I don't expect to get the damage deposit back because in addition to the 3 months rent reletting fee, they also wanted October's rent. So they essentially wanted 4. And I played dumb and was like, but I already paid you the relet. Like, I can't do it. I can't give you $10,000 to move out. I can't do it. So after that comment, I'm like, wow. So anyways, aside from the boohoo me, our home is wonderful. It's like, I take so much pride in it. It's good construction. It's big. Like, you take care of it differently. Like, if there's like a little speck on the floor, instead of me walking over it 7 times hoping Josh maybe picks it up, like, I pick it up now. Like, this is my floor. I'm gonna pick up the speck. But I keep making the trips to Target, and I don't, living in California as long as we did, I just did most online shopping, and I've kind of gotten into a habit of it. But it's kind of fun, like the organizational stuff. And I was like, yeah, I 100% need that 3-drawer organizer. I'm like, ooh, I need that. Yes, I absolutely need that new toothbrush holder. So it's been fun to, go and find all those little things. But like you said, quote unquote need, no. Do I need any of this? 100% no, I don't. But it's nice. I love being organized. I have like these little Tupperwares that are like appliance paperwork, junk drawer stuff.
Doing that. You should come to visit me and do all that. That'd be great.
Oh my God, I love it so much. Let me tell you, grade school, across the street, a friend named Damon. His little sister was named Ashley. I organized and labeled her room for fun as a child.
That's a good time.
Swear to God. And I was super put out whenever I went over and she didn't have things where the label didn't think.
What are you doing? You're ruining my system. So speaking of things I don't necessarily need, but maybe do. We have talked in the past and today about shoulding on yourself. I listened to another podcast called Death, Sex, and Money. And it's a great, they interview sometimes famous people, sometimes not, about just interesting perspectives around like real talk time, right? Death, Sex, and Money, like the big stuff.
Ooh, I'd like that.
And they had a great episode that they replayed with Ellen Burstyn. Yeah.
Why do I know that name? Oh, yeah. Bernstein?
Yes, that. Sorry. And so they are raising money to keep the podcast going. And the mug that you get, again, don't need a mug, but she has a quote about having a shouldless day. And that's what's on the mug. And it just like made me happy. I'm having a shouldless day. I can eat ice cream and pickles and play video games, and that sounded like I was pregnant, but I'm not. And today's a shouldless day. And so I just really liked it. I need a mug like I need a hole in the head, but I'm not shoulding on myself. And
that Ellen Bernstein, not at all who I thought that was.
Berenstain Bears? Just kidding.
No, I'm not. I mean, I can make our listeners listen to what I thought it was. She's on some new show. Anyways,
she's the mom from
I think we
for
need
a Dream, I believe, right? I mean, I already bought it. Well, so it's $8 a month is a commitment, and I really like this podcast, so I feel like $8 a month is not that bad. And I got a mug, so then it's just silly, but
now I have to listen to it. Do you know how many podcasts I have to listen to?
Do you know what happened?
Universe. Can I get paid to podcast and listen to podcasts?
I did a cut. I did a cut. I made a list of all the ones I
Oh
had in there,
no.
and I picked my favorite. I thought I was shooting for 10. I think I ended up at 15 or 12 because I can't. And it was taking up so much space on my phone because it was
Yeah.
caching episodes. So I legit had to make the cut.
I have all mine at manual and
Sorry,
only
friends.
first 3 episodes. It helps.
That might be what it was, but still, I had like 100.
Yeah, no, for
They
sure.
just like they spawn in there
You
by
spend, like,
themselves.
20 minutes deleting and they're back the next day.
Yes.
Like, seriously.
I swear to
iPhone,
you,
what
the iPhone podcast app is possessed, and it's really annoying because then I forget if I listen to something, and then I waste my time listening to it again. There's one episode of not Stupidly Awesome. What's it called now? They changed the name of it. Anyway, and
They
it
changed
keeps
the name of the podcast?
well, no, so Gimlet was doing one show called Surprisingly Awesome, and then they got a new host, and really they decided that the new show was different. So the new show is called Every Little Thing, and there's a really interesting episode about the tornado warning system in Dallas, and I listened to it. It's from
Ooh, I bet that's
May,
fascinating.
and it still keeps coming back as new, and it's driving me bananas. What other app
Well, and
should I use to manage
no,
my
this-
podcasts?
No, we'll have to look at other things because Stitcher. I know we stream to Stitcher as well.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Okay.
I feel like I can't. Well, because I feel like that one only shows the newest, and I can't get in. I mean, it might be user error, but like I have not found one. But you're 100% right. I've had to put everything on manual update, and only 3 or 4, 3 to 5. What did they put there? Like 3 episodes because it was taking up so much memory on
But
my
anyway,
phone.
That Sex and Money is a good one.
So, anyways,
And you
wanna
could
hear
get
it.
a shidless mug. It's perfect. I was like, how can I not buy this mug?
yeah,
So I don't.
I need a new mug. I mean, I don't need a new mug, but here's the deal: I got a big old coffee mug from my mama when she's in town, and I liked it. So now it's mine. So when she comes to town, I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's yours. How much coffee does it hold? Like, is it a
I
regular
think it's
cup
like
or
just a regular
big?
mug for normal people. I don't drink coffee though, so
Fine.
I drink tea, and it's an appropriate amount of
Oh,
tea.
that's right.
Or you just put more water in there.
I've been drinking a lot of chamomile lately.
What else
Yeah.
is on your
Yeah.
super faves that we segued into, even though we didn't announce?
Oh yeah, we did kind of.
Who am I?
Time? Are we gonna have a?
What are we doing?
What's happening? Where am I? What's going on? So while I was trying to, take measurements, move into the new home, and try and get everything, you got to get your stuff all resituated. At one point in time, I think I left the tape measure at one of the houses, and I was like, there has to be an app for this. There is. And I'm sorry if this is a super boring, like, deep eye roll for all the people who are like, of course there is.
There's
It was
different
amazing
kinds.
to me. You put your phone on the edge, hit start, lift it, put it to the other side, hit stop, and it measures it in centimeters. I mean, maybe it has a setting to adjust that. I ended up doing the math, but it's really awesome. Then it says save it. You can take a picture of the item and then name it. So instead of being like length of dresser, after you take 70 dresser photos, you get to Home Depot and you're like, oh my God, I don't even remember what I was taking a picture of. Yeah.
I would like to know the name of
pretty
that.
awesome.
Because I
Not gonna
definitely
lie.
have random pictures of tape measures in my phone. As I think I told you, my phone as a single woman is a very interesting combination of home photos, dog photos, naked photos of myself and others, friend photos, and some more dogs. And stuff from Home Depot.
Yes.
And
And Home Goods.
Home Goods. That I might need, because that's how I don't buy all the things. I take pictures so that I can remember that I wanted it, and then I forget, which is then I don't spend money.
Oh, good.
My other
That's good for your
super
finances.
favorite thing, I talked about supporting friends in their things, and recently I've been to 2 different events that are connected to charities that friends of mine are part of, and I'm excited because I got pieces of art at both of them. So
Oh, I love
I
buying
think it's a great, I could buy art at Target, right? Like I could buy stuff at wherever, Amazon. But I'll link to the two places. The Urban Ministry of Charlotte, my friend goes every week and does art with the homeless. And then they had an art show and we're selling it. And then at Brewer's Ball, by the way, if you're going to sell and auction off big packages and silent auction things, having unlimited access to beer and liquor helps. I bid hard for this painting and I really like it. So I'm excited. New house, new walls, new single lady stuff.
art.
With new art. And it's I also liked it because it's on a thick like wood canvas and it's got words on the side. It says like
cool.
breathe,
That's
love,
very cool.
So yeah, there you go. Charity art.
Oh, I like it.
Good times. We've talked about that. I like
have,
getting things for being supportive as well. I also got a gift certificate to my favorite restaurant and I paid full price for it, but I'd rather pay the charity and then use it at the restaurant than pay the restaurant. So,
100%.
because I do like getting a deal.
No, it's very good.
Like, ooh, I got $100 gift certificate for $70. It's like Groupon, but without Groupon.
I really wished I liked getting a deal more. I feel no joy because I'm going to buy the thing anyways. I know. All right, no joy is exaggerative. Yes, it may not be a word, but I do like saving money is awesome, but I give no shits. Like if I want the thing, I'm going to get the thing.
Well, but like even finding it for a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, no. Yes. I don't know. I guess I haven't done it. I don't do a ton of shopping anymore. So when I've like made a commitment to something I want to buy, I kind of don't care either way. Like, oh, nice, I got a deal. But me, whatever. I have subjected my entire family, which is 2 of them, well, immediate family, to my art. So at my house, I do support other artists. I swear to God, I buy other art. But it's really just an entire house full of my photography or paintings.
Oh my gosh, I want a picture. I want some of your art.
Oh, yeah, done. I all kinds of shit.
Sure.
I'll send you. Ooh, maybe I'll bring something. Ooh.
I already packed a gift for your child in my suitcase. That's my Dreamforce packing so far. So.
Aww. No,
a
I'll
re-gift.
send something. You don't have to like carry it or anything.
We'll figure it
we'll
out.
have a discussion off the podcast. Do you like black and white? What kind of architecture? Do you like some abstract? And anyways.
You're great.
An entire house full of me. Oh, quick note.
Yeah.
The cloud dress situation, Joanne Iturbe. I think I'm saying her name right. Denver user group leader, nonprofit user group leader. So
She's going to look banging.
oh my God.
Spoiler alert.
All the polka dots on the clouds.
I love it. Well, by the time people listen to this, well, no. I mean, they'll listen to it before Dreamforce probably. But then the next time we would record or release would be during Dreamforce. So maybe we get it together and record. Maybe we don't.
Ooh.
Maybe we walk around and record other people. Maybe we don't figure that out. Clearly.
I really want to do some on location, some stuff. I think it'd be fun to splice it in for like post DF funness.
Yeah.
And
I'm there, but there's logistics
officially
probably.
record, but like, yeah, like how do I don't know, maybe even do just like a simple voice memo out at a party or at dinner. Maybe I shouldn't record people drinking, but
Well, we'll see.
like,
if you
wait,
find
what?
us and you have something you want to say, then we'll figure out a way to record it.
Say it into the mic.
Oh my gosh, that frightened me. Or you just come and hug us. That'd be great too. We have stickers and hugs. And yeah, we'll be around with a bajillion of your other closest friends.
160,000 to be exact.
Close enough. So if you're going to be at Dreamforce, come see us at yoga Thursday morning at 9. You can sign up at mapanything.com/Dreamforce. I won't even plug all the other Map Anything things. I don't know the great way to tell people where I'm going to be to find me, but you can always DM me or Melinda or the show on Twitter if you're having trouble stalking us. And we can kind of tell you if we're going to be in the same place for a while. I will be in the admin best practices table Tuesday and then the community cove. So hopefully we see you.
Come see us. Give us hugs. Get some stickers.
And in the meantime, stay witty.